The first game was very close. It was a last stock, both at high percents, and Squid was able to clutch it out. And then it seemed like Squid may have figured something out because he four-stocked in game 2. So let's see if Kami has a couple new options or new ideas to bring to the table, or if he can bring back kind of that game 1 unfamiliarity that he was able to get Squid close with. It should be an exciting set. And of course we've got Zane winning, sitting in winners waiting for his matchup, whoever is able to take this set. Obviously this is going to be another Falco Sheik set, so should be pretty similar idea in general of what we're aiming for, but I think it'll be interesting to see if Squid chooses to play the positioning game a little bit more, or if he chooses to take Kami's deal and give up center stage a bit for those additional offensive options, and just makes more effective use of them. I think that's really going to be an interesting question that we can look at throughout the set and see how Squid wants to answer that question. I'll also be interested to see if Kami tries to use that same strategy that he did against Shmufi, or if he looks for something different. Ooh, the Squid grind to start the set. Squid really loves to start the set right away with a super strong attack from the very beginning. On Yoshi's, especially third port versus fourth port, you can do that drop through dare immediately that can combo into a shine and get you started really heavily. You can notice that from the very beginning of this set, Squid's spending a lot of his time in center stage. He stands like right in the middle of Yoshi's story. And because he's been putting pressure on Kami so far pretty heavily, he's able to kind of hold that position. As we kind of get our first situation underway, Squid's able to find a really low dare way below the stage in order to take Kami's first stock. You can see here that Squid, when Kami kind of holds and waits for Squid, Squid's not just going in, he's kind of mixing it up between going in and just putting on laser pressure. So Kami, not really something he had to deal with in the last stage, in the last set where Shmufi would kind of go at him right away. It'll be interesting to see if how he chooses to handle these lasers that are coming in at him. And one thing to note, if lasers are tricky for Kami here on Yoshi's, the smallest of the stages, they're only going to be more of a challenge for him on other stages where Squid has a little bit more room to mess around. Squid with a very clever side B placement just above Kami's aerial, so he's able to grab the ledge. Most Falcos there would have waited to go for the sweet spot, but Squid going early is able to save him for a moment. Kami's able to push Squid back off stage and cover pretty much everything. Squid goes for a crazy scrangle and ends up losing the stock. Squid goes right under Sheik as she double jumps up, and he's able to find that shine. It's exactly what we were talking about in the last set, where he's looking for that option where once Sheik goes up, he gets right under her, crouches, and tries to shine her out, and can get sweet, juicy punishes off of it. Kami able to read the spot dodge and get a grab, and then reads the air dodge with a fair and is able to take the second stock. Let's see how Squid responds. Squid gets caught in a tech chase opportunity, but he's able to roll out. Squid crouch cancels another aerial by Kami. I think that's been a very common theme so far throughout this first game. Kami's going to have to really watch for those crouch canceled options. There again, another one. Crouch cancel into shine on that fair is able to take the first game for Squid. Kami gonna have to be really, really smart with his aerial placements, especially when Squid's at low percents. Everywhere below 40% is kind of really challenging for Sheik just in general, because crouch cancel is so strong against her. She doesn't really have any answer to it. Kami's really gonna have to figure something out there, because Squid's definitely gonna try to abuse that option. Once again, at the beginning of this game, you can see Squid very quickly opting to get directly under Sheik when she's not on the ground. I think that's something we're going to continue to see throughout the set, and something that Squid's going to really focus on here. Kami clanks with an F smash and is able to get the grab off it. We're in a tech chase opportunity. Squid DI's off stage and opts to go for a recovery option rather than try to get out of the tech chase. Kami unfortunately lets him back and then gets caught up in this dare combo. Ooh, Squid slides off with that wave dash. Really tricky option. A lot of times you'll just wave dash back to grab the ledge and then go for an invincibility kill. But one of the options that a lot of good players will use is this slide off into Bear that gives you plenty of time to get a quick kill that they might not be expecting at all. Squid using it to full effect in that first stock. Squid continues to play directly under Kami in a lot of situations, especially when Kami's sitting on those platforms, either the side or the top, and Squid's finding a lot of progress out of that. In the last set against Schmoofy, Kami was able to find a couple early kills by catching Schmoofy's up B with a needle. In this set, he's been able to catch Squid a couple times with that, but Squid's very quick to react and gets a very fast up B to save himself again. It's a little bit tricky to do because Sheik's needles are kind of just hard to see. So really good on Squid to keep that focus up. But also, Kami's going to need to be looking for the next thing after that, right? Once you get Squid to have to up B a second time, what's your next plan? You push him a little further off stage. He has a few less options on his up B angle. How are you going to use that to your advantage? Squid over 100%, still able to use the normal getup to both cover the ledge and have time to punish. It's kind of really tricky to do because you're not used to edge guarding at over 100%, and that extra time can really throw you off. But Squid, recognizing the situation, is able to take care of it. Kami uses his invincibility really effectively to take that first stock back from Squid, but he's still got a pretty large hill to climb. Squid seems to be running at Kami really effectively, not giving Kami a lot of breathing room to kind of set up his game plan. I think a lot of that comes back to being able to challenge Kami when he goes up by getting right under him. By not giving Kami any room, Squid's kind of not letting Kami set up that positioning game that he wants to play. And that's making things really tough for Kami to find an answer. For the second time in a row, Squid goes for the offstage dare to end the game. That suicide dare, Kami made a comment about it after game 1, and Squid definitely went for it again in game 2. So let's see where Kami wants to go for game 3. Yoshi's didn't, he felt pretty smothered, so he tried to go to a big stage like Dreamland, get a bit more space, take a bit more time. Unfortunately, the height really affected Kami in that game, where where Squid was able to find ways to get under him. It looks like Kami felt like the game plan worked better on Dreamland, and so he's going to go for it again. But unfortunately, he gets opened up with a big combo early, and very quickly finds himself at over 100%. Squid catches the regular getup with a short hop dare and is able to catch Kami as he gets popped up with a bear to take the first stock. Squid once again finds his way directly under Kami and gets that big shine. This time he's not able to find a full combo off of it, but it's still putting Kami under a lot of pressure. You can see one of the cool things about running under Sheik like that is when she does go up with needles, she's trying to throw them really preemptively to catch Squid as he runs in. And so some of the time when Kami goes up, Squid just stands there, Kami throws the needles super early, and then Squid has time to do something after when he doesn't get hit by the needles because he's too far back. So that's a really strong mix-up that it's actually just a mix-up between run under them where you're in a really good spot or just stand there and do nothing while Kami kind of wastes his one threat. So Squid using those mix-ups really effectively in order to put Kami on his toes. Squid able to take a third stock really quickly. Kami seems to be having a little bit of trouble finding an opening right now. Squid catches an early up tilt into a second one on the side platform. That could have been a really sick combo, but unfortunately Squid drops it. Ooh, Kami goes for the runoff fair. He doesn't catch Squid, but he is able to make it back, and since Squid is just over 100%, he doesn't quite catch a good punish as he uses his normal getup. Squid catches the back air as Kami recovers on stage again. Kami's far enough away that he has to switch to Zelda, and Squid's going to cover that every time. Good stuff to Kami getting third at this tournament. Definitely a lot of good people here, but unfortunately Squid's able to kind of close them out pretty cleanly. Now it's time for the big match, I think. Definitely what we expected to see in Grand Finals was Squid versus Zane. Winners Finals, Squid kind of got popped. So we'll see if he can adjust his game plan a little bit and defend SoCal here from very fast Mark.